Hey everyone, Super Tyranta here with a video on how to get your merits, your max merits, fast. This is in my opinion the fastest way to get merits, and no, it isn't doing long factories. What you're doing basically is a short run. It's a slightly modified short run because you actually take out 2 sets of cogs in the pipe room, I think it's called, but you'll see as I get there. I'm going to do a quick video just taking you through this and the benefits of doing it and why it's a good idea to do this instead of doing yay many longs. Now, I'm not throwing longs out of a window if you need 600 merits or 700 merits or something like that, and it might be better off for you to do a long, but if you're starting from flat at Hollywood merits, you know, you're at max merits for Hollywood, then this is in my opinion the fastest way to do it, and I'll explain that as I go. Now, to do a full long run, it takes roughly 20 minutes or so. To do one of these runs, it takes 10 minutes. In a long run, you get about 760 merits, a little more than that. In this run, you'll get about 520. Now, the difference between those two figures is how much time it takes to get them. A long factory takes 20 minutes, this run takes 10. You can get 1,000 merits in 20 minutes rather than 700 merits in 20 minutes. The reason why it's quicker to do it this way is because you don't have to wait for doors to open, you don't have to wait for, you don't have to run from place to place, you don't have to waste time getting more gags from the gags barrels or tuning up. It's especially easy to do solo, although longs are also perfectly soloable too. This might be a little easier for the smaller laugh tunes who can't take as many hits to solo, because you're only really unsafe on this group of, well, 2 groups of cogs, and you're obviously unsafe if you're low missers on the later cogs, but you'll see. Now on that first pack of cogs, as I just showed you, you want to use 2 trunks. If you don't have sound, then you can substitute those guys with 3 hoses instead. If you don't have sound, this probably will take you a while to solo. I'll be using sound to completely defeat 2 groups, and sound to help me beat 2 groups. What you want to do is you want to come straight out of this room whenever the door opens for you, and run straight into this room, where you will do battle with both sets of cogs. Now on both of these sets of cogs, as you'll see in a second, you're going to use a foghorn. As long as your foghorn does, I believe, around 40 damage, then 42 damage, then you should be okay. If it does anything less than that, then you're not going to wipe all these cogs out. But as you see, my foghorn is maxed, and does 50 damage, and wipes out all 3 skelecogs. You'll also want to take on the other pack in this room. The reason you want to do that is because it'll give you a couple of extra merits, and you don't have to go very far, you don't have to open any doors, you don't have to waste any time. You can literally just turn around, run around this corner, and bam, you're straight there. Toontown is a little laggy tonight. Probably imagine it's been DDoSed, but which is obviously gonna cut my time up a little bit. And that's the second group of skelecogs fogged. Now I'm not clocking my time on this, but I know because I've done quite a lot of factory runs recently that this is just a lot quicker. The math of it makes quicker because you're going through door after door after door for little groups that really don't give you that many merits. The bulk of the merits are on the silos because of a 6, 7, out of the 1 level 9 cog. Take out that goon now. And then you head into the warehouse. This run is also, in my opinion, a lot shorter than the traditional short run that's done through the front entrance. Side shorts, when I used to play in Toontown Online, used to be a lot more popular, but they're not on TTO for some reason. TTR for some reason. I can't say anything about any of the private servers because I haven't had the pleasure of playing on them. We're going to use a fog here, which will not kill all of the cogs. It will leave that 6 staying up. that's no problem because we're going to take that in a second. As you can see, I've got 106 laugh, which makes it so I can take a couple of hits. If you're a little lower on laugh and you feel like you might need the extra laugh points, then at the beginning of a run there's a +5 laugh crate, laugh barrel even, if you push a crate, and in the lava room, or the room after the lava room, there is a +10, and also 225 jelly beans that you might want to tag if you're low on that. Fortunately, I'm maxed for now. It will definitely have some lag, in which case I'm just going to take the hits and get through this door as quickly as possible. Hopefully not get hit by the goons too many times, only the once. Obviously, the less left you have, the more careful you want to be here. You're on your own. If you're with a group, this will go by even quicker. The elevator's right there for us, so we get on it. Okay, now we've just got the silos. Now the silos are pretty simple. A cream pie will take out any cog that is lured below level 6. It won't touch that level 7 though, so I usually use storm clouds. So rather than using Hypnos in this group, I'll use a big magnet. I'll use Hypnos on the other group just to boost my chances of the lure hitting. But the reason that I use a blue magnet here is so that I can save 2 Hypnos for the foreman in case one of them misses. Because it's best to have the foreman lured for 4 rounds, this is 4 cogs, to minimise damage. Obviously, if you do have to use a big magnet, you could either use a cake or a storm cloud to take out the level 6 that remains, and just make sure that you kill the foreman when he's lured. I just used 2 storm clouds. You're not technically meant to do that, but since cream pie, I've got an absolute excess of cream pies. It will take out level 6s, it's not a problem. Just a misclick on them. Now, if you're not on your own, you can obviously just use sound to take care of these 2 groups, these 3 groups on the top silos, and it'll go by a lot quicker for you. But since I prefer to do factories on my own because it saves the hassle of finding a decent group, finding people who want to do a long or a short, and like I say, not many people like to do this route, which is why I'm making this video, to hopefully show, that's efficient. People probably will always do longs, and people probably always do the other short version, but just getting this version out there as actually being viable is a good step, I think, into helping people max their merits. Now, you only need 1 gag track maxed for this really, and that would be throw. It helps to have sound maxed too. You want to have sound at least level 6 with a fog combi doing at least 42 damage like I said earlier. But then again, you can use hoses and cream pies to take out the level 5s and 4s, as long as you lure them beforehand. So it might take you a little longer if you don't have sound. If you don't have sound at high enough. Okay, here's the last group. And that's where you save the Hypnos. So I'm going to take a little bit of damage here, but it's nothing at 93 laugh, it's nothing that I can't handle. And we get them that time. So we'll cake this guy. And then just to use up my cakes to get a few extra points. I'm going to use them even though I could use green pies. And our last cog dispatched with a cream pie. And now the factory is over, and as you can see that was very brisk, especially compared to a long run. And we will get our 520-ish merits. There you go. And that's how you do a short factory from the side. Thank you very much for watching, and like, comment and subscribe.